Do you have any Kickstarters that you are looking forward to this year or maybe next year? Maybe a game that you would like me to take a look at? Well, tell me about that down in the comments and I will look into it. There are so many Kickstarters coming like every day now that I just can't keep a track on all of them. So I basically need your help. I thought that I was going to show you two games that I have had here, had the pleasure to make a how to play video of, and tell you just briefly about the games. The first one is Fork. And no, this is not about the tool you use to eat your food. This is a trick-taking game, and Fork stands for fox, owl, rabbit, and kale. So in this case, Fork is something completely different. Like I said, this is a trick-taking game. The players will have an amount of cards on their hands, depending on how many players are playing the game. Then one player will decide a terrain for that round. The players will then place their cards face down on the table. And depending on what card you have played, you might win the trick. Now, this is a food chain trick game, meaning that we go from the top of the food chain, being the fox, all the way down to the bottom, being the kale. So in this game, the fox of course wins all of the other animals because, well, they eat them, but not the kale, because fox does not eat kale. But if you play an owl, for example, well, then you might eat a rabbit, and so on. In the bottom of the cards, you can see a little star. That is the amount of scores you will get in the end of the game. When a player managed to win 5 tricks, the game ends and it's time for you to count scores. This is a quick, easy to learn little game that fits the whole family. There's not that much text on the game, so it's basically language independent, but you need someone to just interpret what actually stands on some of the cards. But once they have gotten the hang of that, well, it's just to start playing. This one will be out in January of 2023. I have made a how to play video on it, and if it's not up already now on the channel when you're watching this, it will be up quite soon. So subscribe to the channel so you won't miss it, right? The second game I'm going to show you today is Tank Clash. This game is a 2-player game, where 2 players battle it out on the player field. This is the Western Front, so this is America versus Germany. You will have 5 of these small little tanks each, where you will battle it out on the battlefield. You will have a player card that will state how much your tank can move, how far they can reach, and what kind of armor they have, or how much armor they have. The players will get either secret missions or can also play against victory points. The ones that manage to either complete their secret missions, destroy the other player's tank, capture the player's base, or have the most victory points is the winner of the game. This, just as Fork, is quite easy to learn, but there's a lot of tactic in this game. This is basically a little bit advanced chess. You play around your little tanks, you can move into the forest where you can hide a little bit, and then you can move out and attack and shoot. You will also damage the other tanks, putting these little damage tokens on them. When you have damaged them enough, you will remove armor from them. In that way, you will slowly but steady start to destroying the tanks themselves. There's also an ace in each team. This ace is a character that will make that tank a bit stronger. This is a really fun game. It's cool little artwork on it. It's not that much details, but it doesn't need to be. And the game can go quite fast or take a bit longer time depending on which mode you're playing, but also how the players will win. So this is a cool little game and it will be out on Kickstarter now in November. Again, I have made a how to play video on this, and if it's not out now, it will be out quite soon. If you want to know more about this game, well, of course there's a link down in the description, so take a look at that. If you want to know more about it, go in and sign up on the Kickstarter on Tank Clash, but also Fork if you want to keep a little track on it. If you like this video, well, throw in a comment there for me. If there's any game you would like me to take a closer look at, well, write that as well, and I will look into it and see what I can do. But that was the Kickstarter video for this time, my friend, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more in the future, subscribe to the channel. But most important, Keep on spreading that board gaming love I know you all have. Peace.